So failure is just a bad feeling, or what we call failure, and it's kind of interesting because we live in a world where we're so afraid of failure and to make mistakes, but we never really even consider to stop to think that actually that failure, or what we consider to be failure, is just a bad feeling. And the reason I say this is because it's kind of interesting because failure is really an association, to so let's say for instance when we make a mistake or we do something where we're getting the outcome that we're not looking for, we've learned how to feel bad about it instead of feeling good. And actually, we know that we can actually learn to feel good about it just as much, because in the areas where we have interest, or in the area we expect, where we have a lot of fun and we're experts, we fail a lot. As a matter of fact, actually, we fail more than anyone else. As a matter of fact, we're so good with our failures that we make course corrections for it all the time in such a way where no one notices that we're making even course corrections. Like a good example is if, let's say, for instance, you're really good on the bike, the definition of balance is catching yourself before you fall. And the worse you are with the bike, the more noticeable it is when you lose your balance. But as a matter of fact, the better you are, if you lost the balance, you would never know. So if you look at professional bikers, they make crazy turns. And oftentimes, like they're right at the edge of losing the balance. I know professional bikers, and when I talk to them, it's really interesting, and it's really true with any kind of profession where these people are right at the edge of failure, and their other people are so good, and they're pushing each other to the limit, and so they're actually learning how to maximize all their skills at the edge of failure. That means that they fail so much that they know what to do about the failures. They know how to navigate around the failures, and they revel at it. As a matter of fact, as anybody who's at a mastery level with anything, you won't even notice that they made a failure. They just move on as if it was nothing. And so we know that we can learn to have a very different emotional association to failure. But then, the interesting thing is that when it comes to certain areas in life, we freeze and we don't want any failure at all. And what we don't realize in that moment is that failure is just a feeling. As a matter of fact, if we realize that, we can actually just reorient ourselves and realize, we can just pick it up and just do it again. And so let's say, for instance, I like giving the bike analogy, but if you fall, oftentimes, because it hurts, when you fall, you can skin your knee or something, or it hurts. So oftentimes we give ourselves a lot of emotional pain to try and prevent ourselves from falling over again. There's so much emotional pain that we'll be more cautious, for instance. But of course, it works exactly the other way around. Now you're having to contend with trying to balance yourself and not fall just naturally, which is your instinct, which is your natural instinct, on top of actually also experiencing emotional pain. So now you have more burden. And so you're probably going to be even overly cautious, which is going to make you nervous and anxious, and you're going to be more likely to fall because you have less capacity to balance on your bike. And when we realize this, and when we have the faculty and we become present to this, oftentimes just knowing that we're doing that we're using emotions to leverage against us, we can just, without much ado, just take a breath, exhale, and pick up the bike, and just take care of the wound if there's one. And without much ado, just do it calmly, just matter of fact. And that's what you will notice, that people who are really good at whatever it is that they do, they just course correct without much ado. Or they make humor about it. So I just want to just say that failure is nothing more than just a feeling. So hopefully that will help, and the next time you have an outcome that you weren't anticipating, just take a breath, just take a deep breath, and without much ado, just keep doing what you're doing, or just course correct. And it'll be miraculous, because you won't be losing time from punishing yourself or anything such as that. So, thank you.